evening, race fans, and welcome to round number 6 of the 2023-24 World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series, powered by iRacing. We come to Knoxville Raceway for the 6th round, beginning the second half of this 2023-24 season. Tim Terry and Chase Rodman here to call all the action for you. And Chase, the first 5 rounds have been action-packed, exciting, and now we head to Knoxville to kick off this second half.
Yeah, excited to be here at the sprint car capital of the world, and has this place put on some really good racing throughout the history of this series. It's been on the schedule every single year, and here we are once again. As you can see up there on the right side of your screen, the winners of the first 5 races: Bergeron, then Smith, and then Miller. So you've got only 3 winners in the first 5 races, Tim, but what is the most interesting out of that, none of those guys are even in the top 7 in points. As you see tonight, we're at Knoxville and Fairbury, Port Royal, Eldora, and the dirt track at Charlotte. But here is the point standings. Here, we just talked about the 3 winners. Bergeron is 8th, Smith is 10th, and Miller back in 13th. Right now, it is the driver in his sophomore season with this series, Ryan Avila, with a 14-point lead over Aiden Forster, the defending champion Tyler Schell, Logan Rumsey, and James Eden's the top 5.
It's been a tale of 2 seasons, really. You look at Bergeron, started off the season with those 2 wins and had that stumble, didn't qualify for one of these rounds, and ends up where he is. Kenny Miller started off slow and is now in the top 15 when it comes to eligibility to retain a license for next season. We'll keep an eye on that top 15 as we go throughout this season, but it has been a solid one for Avila and Forster. They're going to try to keep it up here at Knoxville, but this racetrack, as you mentioned, always provides us with some great racing. What do we expect this evening?
Yeah, this is probably the most well-known dirt track in all of the world, located in Knoxville, Iowa, about 45 minutes away from Des Moines. And Alex Bergeron, he has basically been the king of this place, won here on 4 separate occasions. He's the defending winner of this race as well. Half-mile racetrack, and what we're going to see here tonight, Tim, this track's going to take a little bit longer to blow off and get slick here throughout the night. But once it comes feature action, this place gets super wide. You're going to groove right around the bottom, up against that berm, get guys on the top, and sometimes you can get some moisture going through the middle as well. So a lot of lanes to use here. And I'll tell you what, this is one of the most interesting racetracks in the fact that it is right in the middle of this town. There's neighborhoods all over the place. There's a grocery store. You can throw a football to the grocery store. It is right there in the middle of town. There's Victory Lane, where we're going to be seeing somebody park it later on tonight.
And we will bring you 4 heat races to kick off this evening's racing action. 10 laps each, top 4 advance to the main event. We have 2 last chance showdowns taking the top 2. Those last chance showdowns the last couple of weeks have been very exciting. 35 green flag laps in the feature. There are no caution periods in the heats or the last chance showdowns. And we talked about Alex Bergeron. He's got a good starting position, Chase, but he wasn't quick time this evening. Who's in heat race number 1?
He was not quick time. The quick time driver tonight was the driver out of Asheville, New York, the CFM Esports number 127 of Blake Majulis. Outside of him, that is the 3-time World of Outlaws on iRacing champion, Alex Bergeron, out of Drummondville, Quebec, Canada, in the Team ABR number 12. Row 2 on the inside, the 00 car. That's Kendall Tucker. He's out of Mount Airy, North Carolina, driving for CFM Esports, so teammates with Blake Majulis. Outside of row number 2, the 86 out of Rocheport, Missouri, the M9 performance car of Timothy Smith. Row 3 on the inside, the 14, that's J.D. Brown out of Bakersfield, California, driving for Alpha Industries. And outside of him, the 2020 winner here at this race, the number 5 of Braden Eiler out of Franklin, Pennsylvania, for Elbows Up SimSport. Row 4, the 11 car, that's Kenny Hoffman out of Allentown, Pennsylvania, driving for Nitro Circus Sim Racing. And the number 9 car of Tanner Miller will flank him to the right, starting the 8th position. Miller out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, for Scott Thomason Racing. And the 16 of Joey Lingren rounds out the field out of Santa Rosa, California, driving for Momentum SimSports. So 9 cars, 10 laps, and the top 4 finishers will go straight on to tonight's feature. Everyone else will be split up to 2 last chance showdowns. So like you said, Bergeron, I said it earlier, Bergeron been kind of the king of this place here over the last 5 or so years, but going to have some work to do here in this heat race with teammates lined up on the first 2 rows on the inside. There's the weather right now, 78 degrees, 1 mile per hour wind, 65-degree track temp. Can't ask for a much better day than this right now, Tim.
Beautiful afternoon to go racing as the field for heat race number 1 will roll off and get ready to go green. The one thing I think I took from that lineup, besides the stacked field that we have here, looking back to 9th place, and Joey Lindgren has had a very solid rookie season to start off this 2023-24 campaign. He's made every feature, Chase. He's going to start deep in this heat race. He's got some work to do in the 16.
Currently 11th in the point standings right now is Joey Lindgren. Came off what I believe that was a third-place finish just last week at the Lincoln Speedway. So Joey Lindgren has definitely shown some signs of greatness throughout this season. Like you said, he's made every single feature. With not many guys can say that. How many are we down to, Tim, as far as guys that have made every show so far?
We are down to 6, and we also have 4 drivers that have yet to make a feature contest. So we've got a few drivers with different agendas in the second half, and hopefully they go in to the holiday break on a high note. But Blake Majula is going to lead this field to green with Alex Bergeron on the outside. There's 2 drivers. We talked about tales of 2 different seasons. Majulis and Bergeron trying to get a little bit more out of their 23-24 season, and they'll try to do it here this evening at Knoxville. Green flag flies. We're underway for heat race number 1, and Majulis quickly to the lead.
And the former late model series champion jumps out to the early race lead. Bergeron running in second. Tucker slots into the 3rd spot, and J.D. Brown, car number 14, hanging on to the last transfer for now as they roll out of turn number 4 down the front stretch. Bergeron not wasting any time, looking for the lead to turn number 1. Going to slide across the nose of Blake Majulis. Tries to park it on the nose. Majulis crosses to the inside and maintains the top spot back into turn 3.
Beautiful move by Majulis to take that spot back. Bergeron going to have to try it one more time. Tucker right in behind. It looks like a battle for the transfer starting to form as well as Timothy Smith trying to take it away from J.D. Brown. But up in front, Alex Bergeron persistent trying to take away the lead from the 127.
And you're probably watching this wondering, man, this looks like a dyno session, and it's going to be like this for the first 2 or 3 heat races here. But once we get through these heats, that is when things will get very, very interesting here at Knoxville Raceway. You see Bergeron trying diamond it off the corner, gets to the left rear of Blake Majulis, tries the slider. He's not going to be clear, forces Majulis a little bit out of the groove right there, but he hangs on to the race lead as we cross to the halfway point that time. Whoa, almost some contact there, right front to left rear between your top 2.
And keep your eye on that battle to transfer as well. J.D. Brown, Timothy Smith, and Braden Eiler almost a little bit of contact there on the bottom. Up top, it continues to be the 127, and Majulis having that 12 down to the inside, to the front, goes back, crossover to the inside as they'll go at it, and Kendall Tucker not too far behind.
Yeah, Tucker's right there, and Majulis and Bergeron, they get together. Bergeron slid up the hill. Tucker's going to go by both of them. Kendall Tucker, 2 for the price of 1 in the catbird seat right there, and he's going to take the lead down the back straightaway.
Majulis got that thing sideways. J.D. Brown behind them going to move to 3rd as they continue to jockey for positions late in this one. 3 laps to go. Who is it going to be up in front? Here comes Bergeron one more time.
Yeah, Tucker's now got some work to do here. Bergeron going to try and throw the slider. He's going to try and park it on the nose of the 00 car. Tucker turns it down early, though. Gets a run down the front straightaway. Bergeron will lead on lap number 9. 2 laps to go. Tucker back up the hill. Bergeron crosses to the inside. 3rd place, J.D. Brown, not close enough to be a part of this battle, but this battle is far from over as they will come to the white flag. Oh, Tucker gets a little sideways off of turn 4. That might seal the deal for Bergeron.
Bergeron holds the lead as they'll go down the back straightaway for the final time in heat race number 1. Keep your eye on that battle to transfer. Blake Majulis has it, throws that block down low as they come through corners number 3 and 4. Checkered flag. Alex Bergeron picks up the heat win with the 00 of Kendall Tucker. The 14 of J.D. Brown. What a run at the end of that one. Brown had to be patient to take away a transfer position after the exciting racing up in front of him. Blake Majulis 4th. Timothy Smith, Kenny Hoffman, Braden Eiler, Joey Lindgren goes up to 8th, up 1 in that one with Tanner Miller completing your field. Top 4 advance, everybody else into a last chance showdown. And victory lane, we're about to visit Chase with Alex Bergeron.
Alex Bergeron, the winner of heat race number 1 after quite the dogfight between 3 drivers there. Alex, were you expecting to see, or were you expected to be a part of such a crazy battle in the first heat race of the night, man? That was pretty crazy stuff out there.
Yeah, it was pretty fun. It was close racing, but we did everything we could. We hit the right line at the right time, and we put ourselves in a good position for the future here, so that's what matters.
All right, Alex Bergeron looking for his 5th Knoxville win with the World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series here on iRacing. Looking at heat race number 2, lineup on the pole. It's going to be the 07, Hayden Cardwell of Knoxville, Tennessee. Not Knoxville, Iowa, the other one, Knoxville, Tennessee for Alpha Industries. Outside of him, the 49, Ryan Abel, the current points leader with the series out of Lemoore, California for Momentum Sim Sport. Row 2 on the inside, the winner of the last 2 races out of Morgantown, Pennsylvania, the Phantom Motorsports 23 of Kenny Miller III. And outside of him, the 960, that's Sean English out of Brandon, Florida for Elite Performance Industries. Row 3, another former late model series champion, the 33 of Evan C. out of Spartanburg, South Carolina for CFM Esports. And outside of him, the 88 car out of Lone Jack, Missouri, the Elite Performance Industries entry of Garrett Holsey. Row number 4 on the inside, the number looks like the 54 car of Casey Simons. He is out of Las Vegas, Nevada, racing for Racecraft Academy, and outside of him for Alpha Industries out of Tracy, California, Adam Elby in 74. Final starter, the 22, it is Alex Szerzynski out of Kenosha, Wisconsin for Black Diamond Motorsports. So we talk about Bergeron being very good here at this track, Tim, with 4 wins. I'll tell you what, Hayden Cardwell is just the guy to maybe put up a challenge to him. Cardwell's been very good here in the past, finished second in 2020. I think he's got a late model win here as well, but there's the points right there as they break down throughout the night.
And those are the heat races. Everybody throughout, unless you're finishing position number 9, going to pick up something from these. And there is your feature breakdown. Last place, 20th, gets 23 points. You finish outside of a transfer position, you're going home this evening with nothing but your heat race points. And if you finish in that 9th place spot, you don't make the feature, you get 0 on the evening. So it is critical. We've said it before all season long to make these features and put yourself in a position. Consistency is going to put you up in front in the championship points, and obviously Ryan Avila has done that this season in the 49. We are on heat race number 2. We're going to have 2 more of these 10-lap heat races to follow. Top 4 advance from each 2 last chance showdowns, where we'll take the top 2 to make 20 cars for the 35-lap feature contest later on this evening. The one thing that I want to note is Casey Simons, Alex Szerzynski, 2 drivers that have yet to make a feature so far this season. They're starting outside of transfer spots, but they're trying to get up on the wheel and make this thing happen and start the second half of the year on a high note. So we'll see what happens here as we get ready to come to green this time by.
Yeah, huge heat race here for the 49 of Ryan Avila with the points lead, 14 over Aiden Forster. Cannot have anything go wrong here. I think he needs to finish at least 2nd place here in this one to have a decent starting spot and maintain that point lead into the 2-week break. Here we go off of turn number 4. Hayden Cardwell is on the gas early, and he will lead the field into turn number 1. And Avila's already under fire, going to lose that 2nd spot to Kenny Miller, who slides in front of him in turn number 1.
As Kenny Miller tries to get that spot, here comes Avila back down to the inside, wheel to wheel. Sean English right behind them as well. And it's all behind Hayden Cardwell as they combine to complete lap number 1. Transfer up for grabs. Evan C. wants a piece of it.
Yeah, and Avila's in trouble here. He's going to lose that spot to Evan C., who goes down to the inside in turn number 1. Can't make the pass there as C gets a little bit sideways. Avila going to hang on to that 4th position, but wants a little bit of an insurance policy here, Tim. Does not want to be on the bubble spot, especially with the craziness that we've seen in these heat races over the course of the season so far. Up front, though, how about it for Kenny Miller catching up here to Hayden Cardwell for the race lead? Your 1st and 2nd place finishers from last week at Lincoln are 1st and 2nd here in this 2nd heat race.
Kenny Miller has this thing figured out the last couple of weeks. He holds that hot hand and now chases down Hayden Cardwell as you watch the 49 of Ryan Avila try to hold on to the transfer position. Evan C. right in behind, and Simon's not too far behind either. You ride on board with both of them. Here comes C to the inside.
Avila under fire. C goes up the hill, fills in that gap between the 49 and the 960. Avila crosses back to the inside, trying to put a move on the former late model series champion up the racetrack. Just gave him a haircut right there across the nose and nearly put them both into the fence there as C gets back in front of him, but now Avila's going to have to try and mount a charger. He's got to run down the front stretch, points the car to the bottom in turn 1, slides up the track, nearly contact again between the 2.
And Sean English right there as well, trying to hold on to Avila. Almost got the guardrail on the outside. Evan C. going to pick up the spot. They're going to cross each other over one more time. Here comes Avila to the inside. Sean English right up here. He's a part of the battle. This is now a battle for position number 3, the contact.
They get together, front bumper to rear bumper. C's not going to like that. Looks back to the inside of Avila's. Man, they were side by side for quite a while there, Tim, and catching up to the 3rd place car of Sean English in the 960 car. But now they've got that contact, and English is back away from him. It's going to be mano-a-mano, Avila versus C here for the final transfer spot as they come to the white flag this time by, and C is not done yet. Here he comes.
Kenny Miller is as is Hayden Cardwell. They made contact at a turn number 4, and both of those drivers will have to go to a last chance showdown. That battle for 3rd is now the battle for the win as they come out of turn number 4. Checkered flag for Sean English. He picks up heat rate number 2. Avila C going to make this in, and Adam Elby out of nowhere is going to transfer in as well. Chase will have to get a look at that when we maybe come back from break, but that is Cardwell and Kenny Miller. It looked like they were in.
Yeah, we'll have to get the replay when we come back from break, but man, a huge incident involving the two drivers that were on the podium last week at Lincoln Speedway. So when we come back from the break, we'll get the replay pulled up and see what exactly happened here.
2 heat races complete. We'll get 2 more after this.
Dirt Vision is home to the greatest shows on dirt, led by World of Outlaws Sprint Cars, the pinnacle of dirt racing. If you can't be at the track, Dirt Vision is the only place to watch the Outlaws and the most powerful late models on the planet. You also get the Super Dirt Car Series, Dirt Car Summer Nationals, and Extreme Outlaw Midgets. Dirt Vision brings you nearly 500 live races, including weekly racing at America's premier tracks. See them all with a Dirt Vision Fast Pass. There are flexible options so both casual and hardcore fans can live stream races on multiple devices. You also get 2,000 classic races free in our video vaults, along with Dirt Vision QuickTime, off days features, and our 24/7 streaming channel, Dirt Vision Now. Register for free or buy your Fast Pass now at dirtvision.com or on the Dirt Vision app.
World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series is brought to you by Thrustmaster. Thrustmaster now does direct drive. The T818 is perfect for every sim racer with a constant, unfiltered 10 Nm of torque for precise and powerful force feedback. It's compatible with the full Thrustmaster ecosystem, including an improved quick release system. Place your order today at thrustmaster.com. And by World of Outlaws Dirt Racing. Drive like an outlaw. Grab the 2023 Season Update or Edition on Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and Nintendo Switch.
Welcome back to Knoxville. We're going to take a look at what happened at the end of heat race number 2 between the 07 of Cardwell and the 23 of Kenny Miller. And Chase, they were fighting hard for a couple of laps. This is through, I believe, 3 and 4, coming down to what is the white flag. Little contact, little more, and then up the hill goes Cardwell and into Kenny Miller. And that sets up a win for Sean English. English takes heat race number 2, and you've caught up with him.
Yeah, Sean English with the surprise heat race win there. Sean, it looked like you were just going to come home in third, and I'm sure you would have been happy with that to be starting mid-pack in the feature, but now you're starting outside the front row for this main event. What did you see there between the 23 and the 07?
I mean, that was chaotic. I'd rather be lucky than good any day of the week. I had P3 locked up. Didn't really think that I had a shot at taking the win, so I kind of started trying stuff for my teammates in the third heat. But I guess I was just in the catbird seat. I didn't expect to walk away with the win. I feel like I have some adjustments that I need to make for the feature, but we're heading in the right direction and we're starting up front instead of having to make our way up front, so I can never complain about that.
Absolutely. Sean English, winner of heat race number 2. He's going to start outside the front row for tonight's 35-lap feature. Heat race number 3 lineup. They are on the track now and on the pole. It is going to be the driver out of Pittsboro, Indiana, the Black Diamond Motorsports number 1 of Mason Hannigan. Outside of him, the defending World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series champion of Millersburg, Pennsylvania for Elbows Up Sim Sport, the 85 of Tyler Schell. Car number 2 on the inside, the 25. That's Tyler Ducharme. He's out of Castleton, Vermont, driving for Alpha Industries. And outside of him, the number 13, Aiden Beerline, out of Woodford, Virginia, driving for Team ABR. Row 3 on the inside, the 24, Tanner Pettit of Chico, California, for Momentum Simsport. And outside of him, for Elite Performance Industries, the 46, Matt Powell, out of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Row number 4 on the inside, that's going to be the 89 of Nathan Vandewacker out of Norville, New South Wales, Australia, for Vortex Simsport. And outside of him, the 21 car, that's Cameron Pritchard out of Carlisle, Pennsylvania, for Dirty South Sim Racing. The last driver in the field, the 47, Chance Siskowski out of Kenosha, Wisconsin, for Phantom Motorsports. So we've seen some wild stuff in the first 2 heats, Tim, and stuff that I feel like we don't normally see in the early heats when the track is still fast. That battle between Bergeron, Majulis, and Tucker, and then that last one, the crash between Cardwell and Miller. What will we see here in this one? I'm pretty excited to see how it plays out.
We're setting up to see it as this field is getting ready to come to green. Mason Hannigan in control of this one, and they're already looking as they come to the green flag. We are underway in heat race number 3, and we'll see what happens as Hannigan pulls away with this one. Tyler Schell trying to make something happen with the 25 of Ducharme right ahead of him. Ducharme has a great start and looks for the lead.
The top year so far for Mason Hannigan. It would be a good boost of confidence for him if he could win this heat race, but it looks like it's not going to happen yet as the 25 of Ducharme slides up the hill, takes that spot away. Hannigan crosses back to the inside. Ducharme tries to block the line. That forces Hannigan to try and run the bottom. Here comes the 85 of Schell to the outside, and Schell is going to scoot right by with that second spot.
Beerline going to try to get one spot as well as he points the 13 to the outside. He'll pick up position number 3, and now Tanner Pettit tries to get by Hannigan for what is the transfer spot. After Hannigan with a great qualifying effort, he may be in danger of losing a ticket to the feature. Here comes Tanner Pettit to the inside.
As you can see, the track starting to get a little bit slicker and a little bit slicker as the night goes on. Tanner Pettit trying to find a way by Hannigan, who now looks to the left rear, the 13 of Aiden Beerline. Beerline holds on to third. Now Hannigan gets wide off of turn number 4, and Pettit's right back into the fight. A close call there for Hannigan, and a tough heat race for him after starting on the pole, and now he is battling for the last transfer spot. The 24 Pia Pettit is trying to track him down as you ride on board now with the 25 of Tyler Ducharme, your race leader.
And Tanner Pettit has made all 5 features so far this season, looking to make it a 6th here this evening as Ducharme has a battle behind him. The 13 of Aiden Beerline beginning to come to life as he looks over Tyler Schell for the runner-up spot. Mason Hannigan on the outside with Pettit looking to the inside. Some great battles here as we enter the second half of this heat race.
And what a corner off of 4 for Beerline, able to cross in front of Tyler Schell in the turn number 1 and 2. Schell gets back by him, but man, Beerline had the bottom absolutely dialed the last time out before. He does it again. Look at the run he gets down the straightaway, but not quite able to put a move on the 85 of Schell. 3 laps to go, and it looks like this is Ducharme's heat race to lose here as Schell's in second, Beerline third, and Hannigan still got 4th as Tanner Pettit not quite able to get up to him and put a move on him. He's only a car length behind as they work down the front stretch, though.
2 laps remaining in this one as it continues to be a battle up in front to try to see who is going to make this show and who is going to go to the house early. Tyler Ducharme in car number 25 going to see that white flag, and they are battling hard for these spots in the middle to the back of the field. Schell in the 85 trying to hold on. Here comes Pettit to the inside. Hannigan going to try something. Is he going to be able to get to the inside? Pettit goes up the racetrack. They'll race to the checkered flag. It's Tyler Ducharme picking up the heat win, and behind him it was a fight for positions 2 on back. It's Schell, Beerline, and Pettit going to make it in. Pettit made that last-ditch effort to take that spot. Mason Hannigan, after starting on the pole, is going to a last-chance showdown. Vandewacker, Pritchard, Powell, and Siskowski, your field. As Tyler Ducharme needed this one, a great effort here this evening, Chase. You've caught up with him.
That got the win by about 3.5 tenths there. Nice run, Tyler. I remember a few years back you were leading some laps here at Knoxville in one of these World Championship Series races. How do you feel about your chances of maybe getting a victory here tonight in Knoxville?
Realistically, not very good, but we're going to give it our best shot here. We were pretty good there. Made a few adjustments for the heat race, and it seemed to really work very good.
All right, Tyler Ducharme, the driver of the Alpha Industries 25, is going to start from 3rd in tonight's feature, Tim.
As we get ready for one more heat race this evening, 4th and final one to set this field. Chase, who is taking part in this one?
Yeah, we've got the 41 of Logan Rumsey on the pole. This one, we actually have teammates here on the front row. The 41 of Rumsey from Manchester, Pennsylvania, and his Alpha Industries teammate James Edens in the 52 out of Santa Rosa is going to start from second. Row number 2, the driver second in the point standings out of Cass City, Michigan, the Momentum Simsport number 20 of Aiden Forster, and outside of him, the number 50 Clayton Davies out of Newcastle, New South Wales, Australia for Synergy Sim Racing. Row 3, the number 8 Ross Kaiser out of San Jose, California for Nitro Circus Sim Racing. And outside of him, the number 38 car, Brett Strickler out of York, Pennsylvania for Brett Marks Racing Sim Team. How about this? The 42 Noah Carpenter starting way back in the 7th position out of Spring Hill, Florida for M9 Performance. And the 32 of Lane Snook going to start shotgun on the field of Mifflintown, Pennsylvania for Momentum Sim Sports. So Noah Carpenter comes into the night 6th in the point standings here, Tim, and not very characteristic of him. Usually qualifies really good tonight. Not exactly going his way, but the other storyline here, the teammates on the front row, Rumsey and Edens, 4th and 5th in points coming into the night. They are going to have to try and play nicely here.
Yeah, the top 2 rookies in this series not having a great effort this evening, but if you want to take a look at the standings, the schedule, everything that has to do with the World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series, you can head over to iRacing.com/WOOSC and get all the information on this series that you need. And if you want to get your iRacing career started, you see it in the bottom of the screen as well. Holiday sale is on, 50% off new signups. You can head to iRacing.com and get your career started today and sling some dirt. You might even see yourself here on a Monday evening with the World of Outlaws as we get ready to go green in the final heat race. There's lots to look at here, lots to see. You look at that 3rd place starter of Aiden Forster. Good season so far, very consistent season, Chase, and currently 2nd in the point standings, standing to gain a little bit here if he can get up on the wheel, trying to go into that holiday break.
Yeah, absolutely. Avila finished 4th in his heat race, I believe, if I remember back to that correctly. If Forster can, win this heat race or finish 2nd or something, maybe he can gain a few more points on him before we even get into the feature. But how about Logan Rumsey? Had that shoulder surgery earlier this year, was racing a couple races here this year with a sling. He had a sling on his, I believe, his left arm, and is still 4th in points right now and looking to gain some more here tonight at Knoxville. As we go to the green flag, Rumsey gets a good jump. Not a good start at all for James Edens. He's already back to 3rd at turn 1.
And under pressure from behind as well as they all race for position number 4. Clayton Davies has that spot. Ross Kaiser trying to dig deep, goes on that outside, and already quickly keep your eye on the 42 of Noah Carpenter. A little bit of a almost little contact there as a 52, and James Edens tries to hold on here.
Yeah, Edens, he just gets railed right there by the number 8 of Ross Kaiser. And Edens, the 2019 winner at Knoxville, to the wall. And he is going to drop to the tail of the field. Edens is going to come across the line in 6th position. And now going to lose another one to the 32 of Lane Snook. So Edens going to have his work cut out for him here in the last chance showdown later on tonight. The race for 3rd's a good one. Clayton Davies fighting with Ross Kaiser. And here comes the 42 of Noah Carpenter from the tail.
And Edens is hoping that something crazy happens in front of him in order to try to make it in through this heat race. We have seen some action already, so we'll see what these next 6 laps or so can hold. Logan Rumsey continues to lead up in front. There is your 2nd place battle with Aiden Forster in the white and green at number 20, and 2nd Ross Kaiser and Clayton Davies in 3rd and 4th as they continue to race in transfer positions. They'll come by this time to halfway.
It's quite interesting to watch these guys through the corners, Tim. There's the groove where kind of the right rear tires have been running throughout this race or throughout these heat races. If you go above that, that's where that darker dirt's at. There's a lot of speed to be found there, but the car, when you drive up there, almost feels a little bit tippy, like you're going to flip over, but there's so much speed there to be found. That's where a lot of these guys are running, and a lot of these guys are making their runs down the straightaways. The battle for 4th is shaping up here between Clayton Davies and Noah Carpenter, who started way back in 7th. He is all over Davies off of turn number 4 with a 42 car on your screen now.
The 42 of Carpenter trying to punch his ticket into the feature this evening. Goes down to the inside. Davies flirts with that outside guardrail. The 42 of Carpenter trying to get one more and make his way in through this heat race. Down to the inside goes the 42.
Yeah, Carpenter looks strong here, just did not get a good qualifying lap. He's going to be hustling his way through the field in this feature as Davies gets into the rear bumper of him, gets the car all jacked sideways, hangs onto it, but that allows the 42 of Carpenter to pull away at just the right time. White flag, 1 to go.
Final lap down the straightaway, and as there goes Davies up on the wing and up and over, but up in front, it's Logan Rumsey going to take the checkered flag. Rumsey, pillar to post, picks up heat race number 4. Forster, Kaiser, and Carpenter going to be your top 2, and Lane Snook, James Edens, Clayton Davies, Brett Strickler, all going to have to go through a last chance showdown. 4 heat races have been completed. We've got 2 last chance showdowns coming up after this.
You say you can't wait to get to the track to pick up the latest World of Outlaws gear? Slide on over to worldofoutlaws.com to get your NOS energy drink sprint cars and case late model hats, decals, hoodies, and other great souvenirs. Buy $50 worth of merchandise and get free shipping anywhere in the continental United States. Why stand in line? Buy your Outlaw gear online. Visit the Outlaw General Store online today at worldofoutlaws.com.
This winter, get out of the cold at Florida's Volusia Speedway Park. In January, it's a late model palooza known as the Sunshine Nationals, followed a week later by the germ-free Southern Sprint Car Shootout. The spotlight turns to Florida in February. 2 weeks of the Federated Auto Parts Dirt Car Nationals. And finally, World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars return in March for Bike Week Jamboree. Escape the winter and kick off 2024 at Volusia Speedway Park. Make your plans today at VolusiaSpeedwayPark.com or call 844-DIRT-TIX. Be there!
The World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series is brought to you by Thrustmaster. Thrustmaster now does direct drive. The T818 is perfect for every sim racer with a constant, unfiltered 10 Nm of torque for precise and powerful force feedback. It's compatible with the full Thrustmaster ecosystem, including an improved quick release system. Place your order today at Thrustmaster.com. And by World of Outlaws Dirt Racing. Drive like an outlaw. Grab the 2023 Season Update or Edition on Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and Nintendo Switch.
Welcome back to Knoxville. 4 heat races in the books. Heat race number 4 winner was Logan Rumsey, and he's caught up with Chase Rodman.
Logan Rumsey with the heat race win, going to start from 4th here in this one. Logan, are you surprised that coming into the night, you're 4th in points, your arm was in a sling for 2 or 3 races, and you're still right here in the thick of things, and now you got a chance to maybe pick up a win here tonight?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. If I didn't have that surgery on my shoulder, we'd be sitting really good for the points because I had to miss that one race because it was my first race trying to run one-handed, but I was in St. Louis the last couple of days, so I had no time to test for this, just kind of loaded up today. JD Brown sent me the hot set right off the VRS website, and it's real fast here. I've actually never even made a race here in the sprint car. I've ran 3 here so far, never made one, so I guess it's cool to finally make one.
All right, Logan Rumsey finishing as the winner of heat race number 4. He's going to start 4th in tonight's 35-lap main event as we get into the first of 2 last chance showdowns. The top 2 will transfer after 12 laps. Timothy Smith, a winner earlier this year, going to start from P1. Outside of him, the number 1 of Mason Hannigan. Row 2, the 11, Kenny Hoffman, and the 89 of Nathan Vandewacker. Row 3, a former winner here at Knoxville, it's Braden Eiler in the 5, and the 21 of Cameron Pritchard will start from 6th. Row number 4, the 16, Joey Lindgren, and the 46 of Matt Powell, with row number 5 showing as the number 9 of Tanner Miller. He'll start from E9 in car number 9. He's going to have 12 laps to get up there to the top 2. And, Tim, it's quite interesting that we've had, coming into the night, we had 3 guys in the field that have won a race here at Knoxville with the series, and 2 of them are going to have to come out of the last chance showdown that being Braden Eiler in this one and James Edens in the next one. So the former winners, it doesn't appear to have any kind of advantage tonight unless you're Alex Bergeron.
Yeah, and they're going to have to do some work in order to get to where they need to be. Look at Joey Lindgren as well, starting in 7th, as he needs to get up to those top 2 in order to make the 6th consecutive feature of the season for him. We are racing for $10,000 in the championship prize pool, or that's at least first place. They're racing for money all the way down to 10th. Per race, $300, $200, and $100 for this evening's podium in the feature as we roll off Last Chance Showdown number 1 to see who will take these 2 spots and make it into the feature. Obviously, we saw Mason Hannigan really strong in his heat race. Timothy Smith as well, really good, but there's some competition behind them that are looking to send a statement as we come to 1 degree.
And I believe there may be one guy here in this one, maybe not, that has not made a show yet. Was that Pritchard? Has he made one yet, Tim?
Pritchard has.
Okay, I think they're all in the next one.
Yeah, I believe they are. The 4 that we're looking at is Zerzinski, Strickler, Stikowski, and Simons. Those 4, and I believe actually all those 4, as you mentioned, are in that next Last Chance Showdown.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Timothy Smith going to be definitely tough to beat here in this Last Chance Showdown. He has been extremely good when it comes to half-mile racetracks here with this World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series. I expect to see him maybe drive away from the field. Hannigan been around a long time, but that heat race does not give me too much confidence here in him making a transfer. We'll see what happens, and he does not get a good start. He's already 3 wide, and Hannigan is going to go from 2nd to 5th in about a football field length. Now back 2 more spots. He's in 7th. Not a great start at all for the 1 car.
Oh, tough run for Mason Hannigan in both the heat and the Last Chance Showdown. It's not over yet. Still got plenty of laps to get it done. They'll complete lap number 1 this time by, but he's going to be behind the 8 ball. Joey Lindgren is up to position number 4. There goes Van de Wacker to the inside. Little contact and a great save.
Yeah, he was swatting flies right there off of turn number 2, trying to hang on to the race cars. Hannigan slides in front of him. 3 wide again down the front straightaway. Scott Thomason Racing, number 9 car of Tanner Miller, slides in front of Hannigan. That's the race for 5th. They are now 3 wide again down the back straightaway. This is not what you want to be doing, obviously, Tim. These guys in front are going to pull away. Hannigan has to make evasive action there to miss the rear tire of Nathan Van de Wacker. They keep going down the front straightaway. Change for the 2nd spot. Braden Eiler takes it away from Kenny Hoffman off of turn number 2.
And Hoffman looking to get back to the inside will do so. And here comes Eiler one more time. Eiler back to the inside as they battle for the transfer position. Don't want to do that too long because that black and purple number 16 of Joey Lindgren moving up in behind as well. A little contact to the wall for Kenny Hoffman, and he goes back to the inside. What a battle for position number 2.
Hoffman absolutely throwing some bombs right now to stay in front of Braden Eiler, who crosses it back to the inside down into turn number 1. He's got the spot, but Hoffman uses that express lane up there on the top of the racetrack. The groove that I was talking about earlier, gets a ton of speed and is able to throw the slider. He tags that cushion again. Eiler crosses back to the inside, but look at the run that the 11 car still got after the slider. He's up in that thick stuff there, up with the Cabbage Patch Kids, and making some speed. Here comes another slider to turn number 3.
And a great view from Joey Lindgren. Is Lindgren under fire from Tanner Miller as well? That's the battle for position number 4. Lindgren's made up 5 shows. He's got to on the wheel if he wants to make it 6. As the battle for second subsides for the time being, Braden Eiler picks up that spot over Kenny Hoffman and tries to track down Timothy Smith, and it's been all the 86 car in this one so far, but I don't think we're out of the woods quite yet for that battle for position number 2 as Hoffman trying everything that he can to get back there.
Yeah, Hoffman's up in that line right now, and at this point in time, he's got nothing to lose. I think that's where you want to be if you want to make the speed, but it's a little bit sketchy up there. If you hit it wrong, you're either going to hit the wall or you might tip the car over, and Hoffman says, hey, I'm going to go up there, try to run it as hard as I can, because right now, I will not be in the feature lineup, and it's not working for him as Eiler is pulling away. And Braden Eiler, I talked about it a moment ago, a former winner here at Knoxville. He knows how to get around this place, and it's going to be tough for Hoffman to track him down with just 2 to go.
He is quickly running out of time as now they have a battle for position number 3 as Tanner Miller, Joey Lindgren have both caught the number 11 of Kenny Hoffman. Eiler right up the road doing what he has to do as they come by this time to take the white flag. Final lap for Timothy Smith up in front. Battle for position number 3 as Lindgren gets the wall in turn number 2. That's going to end his run. One more run for Kenny Hoffman. Can't get there on Braden Eiler. Checkered flag for Timothy Smith. He picks up heat race, or the Last Chance Showdown number 1 to move in to the feature. So Timothy Smith, Braden Eiler make it in. Kenny Hoffman gave it a go, but could not get there for position number 2. He finishes in 3rd. Miller, Lindgren misses his first show of the season in 5th. Hannigan, Vandewacker, Pritchard, and Powell, your field as we get ready momentarily for Last Chance Showdown number 2. But it is the holiday season coming up. If you've still got one person or maybe a couple on your list that you haven't bought for yet, or maybe you want to get your hands on it, the World of Outlaws Dirt Racing perfect gift for the 2023 holiday season. Available on your favorite consoles, and if you haven't got it yet, Chase, you got to get on it now.
Absolutely. They got every track you could think of. They got fantasy tracks, the real tracks. They've got every type of car you could think of. Big block modified, street stocks, 3 kinds of sprint cars, the 410, the 360, and the 305. They got all kinds of different late models. They got modifieds, whether big block or UMP. Midgets, I don't know if I said that, but they've got literally everything you could ever want to race on the World of Outlaws dirt racing game. Available now, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch. So just about every single platform you could want as far as console gaming goes. So yeah, Tim, this is a game that you definitely want to pick up. And I'll tell you what, from personal experience, I give it 5 stars. I've had a lot of fun, and I've also had a lot of fights in it with my friends. I'm playing split screen.
Yeah, absolutely. A little bit of friendly rivalry as it may be. So get it. It's the holiday season. Make sure you get your hands on it. The holiday season is coming up. We're going to take a look at the points as well, and this is very key as we head into Last Chance Showdown number 2 with a bunch of drivers that really need to get in here. You don't want to be that 21st spot in that main race because 21st gets nothing and no transfer, right?
0 points there if you do not make it out of this Last Chance Showdown. And the guys that are in the points that are up at the front, I should say, in this one are just James Edens. And unfortunately for him, he starts back and forth. He's got to make something happen. He's got to get by 2 positions or two cars here to be in the show. And if James Edens does not make it, he is getting 0 points. As we take a look at the lineup for this one, the 54, Casey Simons looking to make his first feature of the year. Is going to be on the pole. Outside of him, the 32 car Lane Snook. Row 2, the 88, Garrett Holsey, and outside of him, the 52 car of James Edens. And you've got 2 more drivers looking for their first feature of the year, the 22 of Alex Szerzynski and the 38 of Brett Strickler. Keep an eye on this guy, the 07, Hayden Cardwell, is going to be coming from the tail, looking to make the show. Outside of him, the 50 of Clayton Davies. And also keep an eye on the winner of the last 2 features, Kenny Miller in 23, and then Chance Siskowski looking for his first feature of the year as well. So right off the bat, Tim, there's 3 guys I've got circled here, Miller, Cardwell, and Edens, and only 2 of them are going to be in the A-main.
This is it. This is the final qualifier before we head into the 35-lap feature contest. And the one thing to keep in mind, Cardwell and Miller had their little set 2 in the heat race, and they start nose to tail in this Last Chance Showdown, and they start nose to tail at the back of the field. So they're both in the same agenda. They both got to get to the front, and they both have to do it in 12 laps without a benefit of a yellow flag period. So we'll see what happens here. Casey Simons looking to get his first feature of the season. He's got 12 laps between himself and punching that ticket. Here comes the green flag, and the 54 is on it.
And whoa, contact. Edens is into the wall. James Edens got a right rear from the 88 of Garrett Holsey, and the 52 drops immediately to the tail. Also contact with Cardwell and Szerzynski. The 07 and the 52 are way out of the picture. Now we got a wreck up front.
88 into the wall. That was Halsey. Had a little bit of contact with the driver he was battling with. I believe it might have been Lane Snook, as Snook now has his hands full with Clayton Davies. Davies looks to the inside as they battle for second.
And the 3 guys we highlighted before this race, Tim, are not looking like they're in position to make the show tonight. The only one that maybe has a chance right now is Kenny Miller, who just went by for the 6th position, but he's a straightaway behind the race for 1st and 2nd, and now he gets passed by Holsey. So those 3 guys have their work cut out for him, as leading lap number 4 is the 50 of Davies.
And now we've got a battle for position number 2, the transfer spot, Lane Snook in the 32. Then you got 2 drivers who haven't made a feature all season long looking to punch their ticket. Simons in the 54, as you're right on board with Davies, looking back at the field.
And the 38 of Brett Strickler, another one of those guys looking for that first feature, bounced off the front stretch wall. Now he's got to run down the back straight, hits the wall again, gets into Simons, and Strickler flies through the infield, brings it back onto the racetrack, but he is going to lose wholesale ground. And now once again, it's a battle between Snook and Simons back into turn number 1.
Lane Snook for the moment going to pick up position number 2, and there goes the 54 way to the outside. Whoa. Almost a little contact again as Simons holds onto it. Snook in second, and it's closing in Sikowski, and Chance hasn't got one either this season. Here comes the 47.
Tries to throw a bomb there, thinks better of it, rolls the middle of the racetrack in car number 47. Now here comes the 32 with a run to his back bumper back into turn number 3. Still 5-6 laps to go. Siskowski up the racetrack, throws the slider on the 54. Simons takes the spot away. Now Simons has to get back up in the seat here. Has to get back by the 47. And here comes Kenny Miller trying to get in the mix as well for that second position.
Boys don't give a chance to the 23. Kenny Miller is up on the wheel as the 32 into the wall. Might have taken the 54 with him. Here comes the 23 of Kenny Miller. He picks up one, looking to get a couple more. Clayton Davies is gone ahead of the field.
I think Kenny Miller's got a shot at this race right now. I think he's got a shot at the transfer. He's going to have 3 to go this time by. Looking underneath the Simons down the front straightaway. Kenny Miller has got 3rd, but needs one more. He started back at 9th, got an early race incident, and he's looking to track down the 47 of Siskowski. One guy has not made a single show all year. The other has 2 feature wins to his credit.
And you're right on board with Garrett Halsey trying to make it happen as well. The 88 is on the wheel, getting up to the 23 of Kenny Miller. They are closing in on the final lap of this one next time by. What a battle.
Let's see if the 47 of Siskowski can hang on down the front straightaway. Miller definitely closing in. Goes to the top in turn number 1. Siskowski tries to roll the bottom. He gets a little bit loose off the corner. Big run down the back stretch for Miller. 3 car lanes. Can he close the gap here in the final corner? It looks like it is going to be Davies with the win, and Siskowski is going to hang on for his first feature appearance of the season, Tim.
What a finish, and that is going to put Sikowski for the first time into a feature contest here on a Monday night. Clayton Davies picks up the win. Sikowski in second, then Miller, Halsey, Simons, Snook, Cardwell, Zerzinski, Strickler, and James Edens going to miss the show as well. Tough break for the 52 in both the heat and the Last Chance Showdown. Before we get into feature racing here this evening, let's take a look back at last week at I-55 before we go green for 35 laps. It's coming up next.
A lot of drivers up there in the top 10 looking for that first ever World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series win. Here we go for round number 5 of the World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series. We're green into turn number 1 at I-55.
And you take a look at this, the 50 of Clayton Davies is on the outside in the Logitech car. You see the 00 of Tucker right there, and they make contact, sends Tucker around. Through 3 and 4, checkered flag should be out this time, and it's going to go to Kenny Miller.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
The World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series is brought to you by Thrustmaster. Thrustmaster now does direct drive. The T818 is perfect for every sim racer with a constant, unfiltered 10 Newton meters of torque for precise and powerful force feedback. It's compatible with the full Thrustmaster ecosystem, including an improved quick release system. Place your order today at thrustmaster.com. And by World of Outlaws Dirt Racing. Drive like an outlaw. Grab the 2023 Season Update or Edition on Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, and Nintendo Switch.
Welcome back to Knoxville, and it has been an exciting, action-packed round number 6, at least for qualifying so far, as you look at some of the highlights, and a track getting ready to open for a very, very brief warm-up session, hot lap session and chase. There has been no rework to this racetrack.
Yeah, what a great call by iRacing officials to not do anything to this racetrack. It is in primo shape right now, and it is going to just get better and better, and it's going to be racy right off the bat, Tim. It's not going to be like it was in that first heat race where everybody was kind of single file waiting for that groove to widen out. It's already got some slick spots to it, a lot of slick spots to it. They're only going to have 1 minute here to put some laps on this racetrack as we look at the track map once again here in Knoxville. Big half mile, and well, man, it's shaping up to potentially be another dynamite show and maybe another win for Alex Bergeron. He's looking for his 5th win of his career at this racetrack, and there's the high look at it right there. Everybody out there getting some hot laps in, and you can see right there in the middle of the track, it's getting a little bit black, getting a little bit slick, and that's what we like to see.
And when you look at your points picture, you have Ryan Avila starting 6th place. You have Aiden Forster starting in position number 8. Tyler Schell is starting kind of in between them in position number 7. So there's plenty to look at when it comes to the points picture. Obviously, Logan Rumsey won his heat race. The top 4 are well within the top 10, looking to make something happen here when we go green in just a few moments for 35 laps.
Yeah, it's going to be good, and you know, I don't think Bergeron's going to walk the dog here. I think there's going to be quite the battle for this race win here tonight. 35 laps, a lot can happen. We've seen guys run out of fuel here at this race before in this World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series. So that's all that's left on the docket there, bottom right of your screen. Feature race 35 times around the sprint car capital of the world, the most famous sprint car track in all of the world, Knoxville Raceway, as we are ready to give you the grid for tonight's race. On the pole, it is the 3-time World of Outlaws champion, the number 12 car of Alex Bergeron. Outside of him, the 960 of Sean English. Row number 2 on the inside, 25, Tyler Ducharme. Next to him, the 41 of Logan Rumsey. Row 3, the 00 car, Kendall Tucker, alongside the current points leader with the series, Ryan Avila. Row number 4 on the inside, the number 85, the defending champion. It's Tyler Schell in 85, and outside of him, second in points right now, the 20 of Aiden Forster. Row 5, the 14, J.D. Brown, and outside of him, the 33 of Evan C. Row number 6 got the 13 of Aiden Bierlein and the number 8 of Ross Kaiser. Row 7, that's where you're going to find the number 127 of Blake Majulis, and outside of him, the 74 car Adam Elby. With row 8, the 24 car Tanner Pettit, and 42 Noah Carpenter. And then out of the last chance showdowns, the 86 Timothy Smith, the 50 of Clayton Davies, and final 2 starters in this one, the number 5 former winner here at Knoxville, Braden Eiler, and making his first feature of the season, the 47 of Chance Siskowski. So 20 drivers, 35 laps. We're about ready to get going here, Tim.
And this is the final race before the holiday break, winter break, whatever you want to call it. We got 2 weeks off in between now and our next race at Fairbury American Legion Speedway coming up on January 8th. So this is the time to kind of build some momentum, get into that off 2 weeks, and get going again. But you look at Alex Bergeron, Kenny Miller, Timothy Smith, 3 winners. Do we see a 4th here this evening into this chase?
I think it's definitely a possibility, and maybe even a first-time winner. I mean, everybody up front has not won one of these races. Obviously you got Bergeron, you got Kendall Tucker, he's won a race, Tyler Schell. So, I mean, a couple guys in the top 10 have got to win, but most of them have not. So, a great chance here potentially to get that 4th winner of the season, and maybe another first-time winner, which we always love to see. We've seen some pretty good emotions from these guys when they get that first win out of the way, especially if it happened here at Knoxville, obviously a very famous racetrack. So there's the weather conditions, 80 degrees, 2 mile per hour winds, 67 degree on the track temp, so that track temp picked up a little bit here but shouldn't affect the drivers a whole lot compared to earlier as they roll onto the speedway for a couple of observation laps when we turn them green. And we'll see what happens in this one, but I was watching some replays of previous races before tonight, Tim, and man, there have been a lot of crazy moments that have happened with this series here at Knoxville Raceway. Maybe we'll see another one tonight.
And most of them have involved Alex Bergeron one way or another, with Bergeron the win leader when it comes to this racetrack and this series, looking to continue that. But you got Sean English. How about the run for Tyler Ducharme early? Picks up a heat win, 19th in points coming in. So he is standing to gain a little bit, try to get a little bit closer to that top 15, with Logan Rumsey sitting there in position number 4 after his heat win. Big race for a lot of these drivers starting the second half of this 2023-24 World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series, powered by iRacing. Field will be led to green by Alex Bergeron, trying to get another win here at Knoxville, with Sean English on the outside in the 960. Pace truck is going to peel off here, and round number 6 set to go green as Alex Bergeron in command of this field. They're getting ready to punch the loud pedal. Green flag flies. We're underway in round number 6.
Bergeron gets a good jump, goes immediately to the inside of the racetrack. Ducharme follows him, already 3 wide for the 3rd position. 960 Sean English around the outside, takes back 2nd there as he lost it for a moment to Ducharme. But as you can see, Tim, cars all over the racetrack already here on lap number 1. That's what happens when they don't reset the track. It's already racy here on the very first lap.
Seeing the white car on the outside of Ryan Avila trying to make a move on the 41 of Logan Rumsey. That's the battle for position number 3, that final podium spot, as Forster tries to get some grip, gets that run to the inside of Avila, can't make the move, and then up in front there goes Rumsey to the inside of English, going to pick up position number 2. English going to try to go back to the inside.
Remember, English was running 3rd in his heat race earlier, and coming to the white flag, the 2 guys in front of him crashed, and it put him on the front row of this feature event. He did not seem too thrilled with his race car. Did not think he had a chance to win this thing, but he's doing a good job right now, holding on to 2nd. As I say that, Rumsey will make the pass there and clears him back into 3. Now we'll see what Rumsey's got here. Can he track down Bergeron? Going to be tough to do it. Man, English doesn't give up easy. He's back around him, and here comes Avila, your points leader, looking for 2nd off of turn number 2.
Ryan Avila looking strong here in the early going of this one, as Logan Rumsey may have kissed the guardrail that time. Sean English going to pick up position number 2. What a fight for the runner-up position. It's all behind Alex Bergeron. Bergeron leads the first 5 laps. It is a dogfight for 2nd on back.
And if Bergeron wasn't in this race, it would be the wildest race for the lead of all time. But he's got a over 2nd advantage over Logan Rumsey as English nearly gets into Forster. They're 3 wide down the front stretch for the 5th position. Now they're trying to go 4 wide in the corner. Evan C., Ryan Avila, Aiden Forster, and then Ross Kaiser is there as well. They were 4 wide for a moment in the center of the corner, Tim.
Evan C. is making up ground in the 33, started in 10th, working up to position number 7 in the early laps of this one. Lots going on throughout this field. Keep your eye on that 960 to the inside as Sean English trying to hold on to a top 5 run. Aiden Forster, Ryan Avila to the upside.
Ross Kaiser started 12th on the field, and he has just landed on the podium. He's in the 3rd position. I'm not sure if there's a stack up of cars in the middle of the pack, Tim, or not, but the 8 car has made quick work of this field. In less than 10 laps, he gained 9 positions and is trying to get around the 41 of Rumsey now.
I was going to say it's about to be 10 because he goes to the inside of Logan Rumsey. What a run for Ross Kaiser. Kaiser to the outside. Rumsey's going to pitch it back into the inside as they battle for the runner-up position. It's about a 2nd behind Alex Bergeron, but what a show by Ross Kaiser.
Kaiser looks good early. Now the 20 car of Forster is trying to get involved as well. He wants the bottom step of the podium. He wants that Chris Benjamin at the end of this race, a $100 bill to 3rd. Now the number 8 car back to the outside of Rumsey, almost gets into the right rear tire of the 41 who crosses up in front of him. Kaiser gets sideways off the corner, hangs onto the race car, and nearly gets hit from behind by Aiden Forster.
This is a great race for that runner-up position. Logan Rumsey holds onto it. Ross Kaiser, where does he go next? Where does he make that move? They'll complete 12 laps this time by. Up the hill goes Kaiser. He's got that 3rd place spot. Aiden Forster not too far behind. Ryan Avila in 5th. This is the calmest that they've been in a couple laps. As I say that, there goes Kaiser up the cushion.
And Forster and Avila doing exactly what they need to do here tonight. Obviously, Bergeron trying to rebound after 2 bad weeks leading this thing. He came tonight 8th in the point standings, but Avila and Forster holding up to the pressure. They came in 1-2. Right now, they run 3-5 here in this race, and if they can finish there, it's going to be a great night for those 2 drivers, both in their sophomore season with this World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series. Another guy making his way to the front of the field, the 42, Noah Carpenter, from 16th to 7th in 15 laps. The 42 needs a caution here in this one, Tim.
As you look back from Aiden Forster battling with Ross Kaiser for position number 3, as there goes Kaiser back there. Kaiser used a lot of it, and he's been up on that outside line. He might be using a little more than he bargained for. He's going to go back to the outside here.
And Rumsey bounces off the wall off of turn number 2, and Aiden Forster is going to take the second spot back into turn number 3. The 20 car up to second. Now Kaiser's there. Rumsey's there. 3-car race for the second spot. Out of nowhere, the 8 car pops back into the frame, turns it down the hill, and tries to cross up the 20 of Aiden Forster down the back straightaway.
It's Rumsey back to the 3rd place position, 2nd place position, but is it going to be there for long as Forster tries to get back to the runner-up position to the outside? What a battle for the runner-up position. Kaiser's back at it. What a run for the 8 car. Down to the inside goes Forster.
Great race for second. Carpenter is soon to be a factor in that race for second. Noah Carpenter started 16th. He's up to 6th and on the same straightaway as this race for second. The 42 car might be the best one on the racetrack right now is the 4th place car. Kaiser hits the wall down the back straightaway, hangs onto it, doesn't lose any positions, and is still right there in the battle for second.
Kaiser's getting friendly with that guardrail up there, trying to stay away from it and trying to keep that speed up on that outside line. He'll look at Rumsey for position number 3. Forster has that 2nd place spot for the time being. What a battle. Oh, by the way, it's about a 1.25 seconds or so behind Alex Bergeron.
Bergeron has not left the inside of the racetrack this entire race, has been pole putting that thing the entire way and making it work as Kaiser, whoa, he's sideways off the corner, nearly gets hit by Rumsey. Rumsey slides him into turn number 3, hits the cushion, tries to drive away, and now Avila's there, as is the 42 of Carpenter, as the 2nd place car, Forster, has separated himself from this 4-car battle behind him, Tim.
As they continue to go at it, that race for 8th on the bottom of your screen is absolutely fantastic as well. Oh, Kaiser sideways up on the top again. Where do you watch here? So much action at Knoxville. And oh, by the way, we're already way past the halfway point. We're closing in on 10 to go.
Tyler Schell just hip checked the 74 of LB getting into turn number 1. They're racing for around the 11th position. A close call there for the defending World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series champion, who currently runs back in 11th. This race for 8th in front of him is something to behold. Evan C. is there. The 25 of Ducharme, the 960 of English. Right in front of him, Kaiser smokes the wall again, and he's going to pull those guys closer to him. Race for second, race for 3rd, I should say. Avila has gotten by Rumsey for P3, and so 2nd and 1st in points, about to be running here on the podium. The 49 and the 20 doing a great job tonight.
And here comes Noah Carpenter in the 42. He is in the top 5. He's looking for a little bit more, trying to make that happen as the 41 of Logan Rumsey tries to get back on the podium behind. They are racing hard for these last few positions within the top 10. Beerline having a great run. He's within the top 10. This is the battle for position number 6. And up in the hill goes Kaiser.
Almost had the caution, and Kaiser had been cowboy up the entire race, was putting on a whale of a show there. They're 4 wide in front of Kaiser now for about the 13th position or so. There is so much action on the racetrack right now from 3rd on back. If you don't like this, turn off your computer and go knit a basket or something. I don't know. If this ain't for you, I don't know what is. This is incredible stuff at Knoxville tonight.
That's English way to the outside of the 960. Got J.D. Brown here hanging out in the top. Oh, no.
Caution is out with less than 7 laps to go, as Alex Bergeron's lead was 1.5 seconds over Aiden Forster and 3 seconds over Avila in 3rd. Logan Rumsey 4th and Noah Carpenter 16th to 5th now in car number 42. He might have something to say about the win here in this one. I did not see what happened. We'll have to wait for this Thrustmaster replay to come up here, Tim.
Yeah, I didn't catch it either. We'll see what happened when we do have that Thrustmaster replay. The 12 of Bergeron, though, is your leader, and that is one caution he did not want to see. Way out ahead, a second and a half ahead of the field. And now Forster and Avila, your top two in points, going to line up behind. Here is the replay.
Looks like it's going to be Braden Eiler here on the inside. On the outside of him is the 24 of Tanner Pettit. As they come down the front stretch, Pettit with a monster run. Going into turn number one, maybe just barely misjudges the front of his car. Gets into Eiler, spins him around. A single car incident. He keeps the car fired, but caution will come out there. And, man, we went 28 straight laps there under green and multiple four-wide occasions. Great job by the drivers up until that point, you know, to keep off of each other and keep this race under green. Great stuff here tonight.
So as we get ready to come back to the green flag, we'll see what Alex Bergeron has. Forster, Avila right in behind, Rumsey, Carpenter, and then that battle that was brewing on for sixth on back is going to try to do it one more time, but they're only going to have 7 laps to go when we come back to the green flag. Does anybody have anything for this 12 car?
I don't know. I'm trying to look at the lap times here from the second and third place cars of Aiden Forster and Ryan Avila and try and compare them to Bergeron and see, you know, what their lap times were. But I would have to think, Tim, Bergeron been running the bottom the whole race and maybe conserving, knowing he had a huge lead. But, you know, when I say that, he was still pulling away from these guys. So we'll have to wait and see. I don't know. Both of them behind him looking for their first ever win with the series. How hungry and how hard will they go here as they go to the green flag? Great jump there for the 12 of Bergeron to get away from the 20 of Forster.
And behind, it's going to be a battle for position number 2 on back. Forster, Avila, and the rest of this field. Avila under fire from the 41 of Logan Rumsey and the 42 of Noah Carpenter. Carpenter in tow has Aiden Beerline. He's got a shot at the top 5.
And Carpenter might roll the bottom to second right here in the next couple of laps. Kind of missed it a little bit right there through 1 and 2 and going to lose a spot to Avila. But Carpenter trying to mimic what the 12 of Bergeron's doing up front, who is pulling out to another sizable advantage. Race for second, back to being about a 4 or 5 car scrap. You can throw the 13 of Beerline in the mix as well, as they're 3 wide for third through 1 and 2.
Forster holding on to this runner-up position. Beerline under fire from Carpenter. They continue to swamp position number 5, and just ahead of them, it's Avila and Rumsey trying to go at it for the spot. This is your leader, and this is the battle for second. It's already almost a second between your top 2.
And now you see a lot of cars starting to migrate towards the bottom and the middle side of the racetrack here. The top may have been too treacherous as Forster goes up there, but he's about a lane off the cushion here, trying to track down Bergeron. That time by a 16.63 for Forster and a 16.60 for Bergeron. So Bergeron still turning the better lap times, and Forster, I think he'd be pretty happy with a second place finish considering where he's at in the championship standings right now, Tim.
And Avila's a couple of spots behind. That would be a net gain considering the night that he has had. So Aiden Forster sitting in second. Little bit of pressure from behind from Logan Rumsey, but not a ton of it, as they will come by this next time and see the white flag. Final lap for the World of Outlaws at Knoxville, and up in front, it's all Alex Bergeron. Bergeron works down the back straightaway for the final time. He's won 4 times here before. He is going to make it 5 as he comes out at corner number 4. Bergeron is back in victory lane, his 3rd of the season for the World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series, powered by iRacing. Aiden Forster, great run to second. Logan Rumsey in a 3rd, and a dominating performance, something we haven't seen change since the start of the year from Alex Bergeron.
And a huge moment there on that last lap. Obviously, Bergeron, we talked about him coming in 8th in points. James Edens was in front of him. He missed the show. And then on that last lap, Evan C. gets into an incident, who was right in front of Bergeron in points. He is going to drop all the way to 19th in the running order. So a big points night here for Alex Bergeron, and a big win, his 5th of his career here at Knoxville.
So Bergeron is your winner. Forster in second, Rumsey in third. Your podium. We'll chat with them in just a few moments' time. Ryan Avila, Aiden Beerline, Noah Carpenter up to position number 6, flirting with a top 5 effort at the end of that one. Tyler Ducharme, great run for the 25 here this evening, finishes in 7th. Tyler Schell, Adam Elby, and Sean English, your top 10. As the second half, Kendall Tucker, Clayton Davies, Braden Eiler, Timothy Smith, Tanner Pettit, J.D. Brown, Chance Sikowski in his first effort this season, making a feature, comes home in 17th. Ross Kaiser, Evan C., Blake Majulis, your field. So another exciting race here on a Monday evening, and it is won by a very familiar face, not only to victory lane here at Knoxville, but a familiar face to victory lane in this series. Third this season for Alex Bergeron. He's caught up with Chase.
Alex, your third of the season and fifth overall here in Knoxville. And, man, that just looked almost too easy. What was it like out there, man? I mean, I'm sure you saw the battles going on behind you, but you just ran your own race and pretty much ran the bottom the whole way.
Yeah, bottom was pretty good. I didn't bother trying to top. It's way too hard to run up there. It's just very bumpy, so we decided to stick to the bottom and just play it safe, especially midway through a season like this. And having a bad run last week, we need to gather it back up and try to get some more points. And we'll do everything we can to get back up top.
Were you quite surprised that the track did not have a reset there at the beginning of the race? And did that kind of change? Did you have to make some setup adjustments, seeing that actually did not happen, the reset?
Yeah, absolutely. We're not ready for that. We had to change a few things and, go for the bottom. So it was definitely worth it.
Well, Alex, congratulations on the win number 3 of the season, and we'll see you in about 2 weeks.
Thank you, Chase, and thank you for everybody there, and obviously everybody that helps us out on our team, all of our partners, and everybody that makes this possible, and everyone watching, and World of Outlaws and iRacing for putting this up for us, and Thrustmaster.
All right, Alex Bergeron, your winner here tonight, is third of the 2023 season. Aiden Forster with a second-place finish here tonight. And Aiden, you started 8th and you finished P2. I believe your best run of the season and a great points night as well. How are you feeling after that one?
Feeling really good. Had another confident week building up to it, and we're able to go from 8th to 2nd. I'm very happy with that. Hopefully we can keep the good runs going, and maybe we'll find ourselves contending for a championship.
What was it like back there in the Hornets' Nest? You and Rumsey and Avila throw, the 8 of Ross Kaiser in there, and Carpenter came on late. Man, it seemed like you had your hands full darn near the whole race there.
Yeah, that was probably one of the most intense races we've ever had in the Pro Series. That was wild. It was all good racing. Everybody raced clean. Sure, put on a good show for the broadcast. So hopefully next week, I'm pretty sure it's Fairbury's our next race. That'll be a good one. So hopefully we can show up with speed like we did here, and hopefully we can see ourselves leading points.
All right, congrats, Aiden, on the second-place run tonight.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Aiden Forster, driver of car number 20, finishes up in P2. Logan Rumsey gets a third-place result in his first Knoxville feature event. And, Logan, I saw you typing some stuff here in the server, and you seem to be pretty happy with how things went there as far as the track goes, and obviously a great run to cap things off here, third place. I mean, you were second, you were fifth, it seemed like it, but you ultimately come home third. You got to be happy about it.
Yeah, that was a wild race, man. The track was just, you could kind of go anywhere out there. Just there's people ripping the wall. Alex on the bottom, you get on the middle, high, mid, slider. You can do anything out there. So it was just a dogfight the whole race. And I'm usually really bad here when it gets slick like that, but J.D. Brown had a really good setup under my car tonight. So we kind of just were letting it rip in the middle there. And just somehow held on and kind of got lucky on the last restart. I was kind of settled for fourth, and I just kind of got around Ryan there at the end. He was really good. Him and his teammates have been really good this season, so it's kind of cool to drive around them at the end. But we'll take a third place. It's not been I mean, we've had good runs other than that one race at Weedsport. So if we didn't have the one race, I don't know where we'd be in the points, but we'd be pretty high. Or we are high, but even higher.
Yeah, I was going to say, you're still high already, man. You're still fourth, and they haven't updated quite yet. Might be up to third after tonight. But 2-week break, and when we come back, it's back to Fairbury. I don't think that was on the schedule last season. What should the fans be expecting from that track here in about 2 weeks?
I mean, it'll just start on the bottom and then just go to the fence like always. It'll just be pound the fence, big sliders, a lot of wrecks, and a lot of fun.
All right, Logan Rumsey, nice run tonight. P3, nice job.
Thank you.
All right, Logan Rumsey third, Aiden Forster second. But tonight, it was the Alex Bergeron show, Tim. He was not quite quick time, but won the heat race and led every lap by a large margin. As we look at the updated point standings, Forster gains a couple there to drop it down to 8. Rumsey indeed moves past Tyler Shell to third. And then Noah Carpenter salvages a good night. He's still 5th in points.
And then you look down at that cut line for eligibility to retain your license for next season. Kenny Miller, it's been a yo-yo season for him. Couple of wins, misses this, back to 15th. Joey Lindgren misses this one, back to 14th. Lots of stories to be written. After the holiday break, we get 2 weeks off, and then we have 4 races to conclude this season. There's lots to be written, but Ryan Avila, Aiden Forster, I believe, have to go into that holiday break fairly happy.
Oh, for sure, they're going to be really happy. But, man, do the nerves start to set in Fairbury, knowing that they are both 4 races away from potentially becoming a $10,000 winner and a champion with the World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series. Neither of them have been in that position before. So the nerves will certainly start to set in as you take a look, a little preview. The Monday, January 8th, 2 weeks from tonight, Fairbury Speedway. Mostly known for late model racing, but it has put on some great sprint car shows in its history, and it's going to do another one on Monday, January 8th.
It is going to be a great show as we continue to run down the road to try to crown a champion in this 2023-24 World of Outlaws Thrustmaster Sprint Car Series, powered by iRacing. Another great Monday night behind us with Alex Bergeron picking up his 3rd win of this season. That's going to do it for us in the 2023 calendar year. The next time we talk will be in 2024. On behalf of our entire iRacing production crew, Chase Rodman, my name is Tim Terry. We will see you in 2 weeks when we say, let's go racing from Fairbury. Until then, keep the hammer down, and we'll see you at the track.